How did you come to Neverland?
Michael! John! Are you...
Los pues.
Every last one of us.
Sinuses.
It must suck to be from Canada. I'm not even gonna lie. The moment you move to Canada, you pretty much move into the LTBGT concentration camp.
I will never apologize for standing up for an LGBTQ2+.
Canada is a concentration camp for the LGBT, and I seriously mean that. You get what I'm saying? Once you accept booty,
man's butt.
accept booty. You get what I'm saying? That become your religion. Once booty becomes your religion, you done sold your soul, and you can no longer tell the truth anymore, especially if it goes against the booty.
Man's butt.
You get what I'm saying? When you go with the booty, you sell your soul to the devil. That's just right there. Now you gotta lie for the rest of your life. Now, the reason I bring all this up is because of this interview I just saw. The Peter Pan and Wendy movie just came out and stuff. And like, I guess they did an interview with this guy from Canada, and he goes out of his way to not talk about the woke shit in the movie. You get me?
Peter Pan and Wendy. It's out today, the newest live-action remake of that classic from Disney. It's Wendy who tells the story, so we get it from her perspective. We see Jude Law in the role of Captain Hook. It's out today, but not in a theater, so don't scurry out. It's only exclusively on Disney+. But it's got a lot of people talking, and so Jackson Weaver is in to tell us all about it in our Friday review. Great to see you.
That guy might be one of us.
While Eli is in Vegas looking at movies there, you're bringing us this one. This is probably, I'd like to say, what is this movie all about? But probably people know this storyline, I would guess, Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, usually we start off with a little bit of a synopsis, but it feels like a little bit of a wasted minute because this is Peter Pan, the story that we all know, or most of us know, from what many would call the original, that animated one from Disney, though there's one from way back in the 20s, as far back as that we've seen all of these remakes. But this is that story, the boy who refuses to grow up, Wendy who goes to Neverland and, adventures with the Lost Boys. I mean, let's just skip over all that. I do have a clip I want you to watch, and it really gives you, an evocative image or a little bit of a preview of what this story is, which I don't think you'll be all that surprised when you see it.
Do you really think that you could beat Captain Hook on your own?
What's a gaggle?
Of course I could. I always beat him. That's just how it works. Always has, always will.
And what happens if it doesn't? Yes, what happens then?
Now, so you saw there Alexander Molinoy as Peter Pan, Ever Anderson there as Wendy, who you might know from Black Widow. She played a young Natasha Romanoff in that MCU movie, and that's Peter Pan. I'm almost running out of things to say.
She just want to know his opinion about the movie. But he can't give it to her straight. He can't because it's too hard. They done put so many roadblocks up when it comes to what they can and cannot say. He can't discuss Tinkerbell. He can't discuss Wendy, even though she brung up that, Wendy is the, from her point of view. He can't bring up Wendy. He can't talk about Peter Pan. His box is so small that the only thing he can talk about is what he about to talk about, which is Canada. He finna talk about Canada and that it was shot in Canada, and that's a good thing. He go ramble about that for a second. Did I mention that he looked gay? Yeah, he looked gay. Does he not look gay? He looked like he uses his lip for inappropriate things with trans women. Do he not? Does he not? That's all I ask. I don't care if you got something to say about something else. Just does he not look okay? If you was a gay person, would you not approach him like off the bat, like look at him and be like, man, maybe he's one of me? Would you not think that? Okay, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Now that you all know, we all know that story, but one of the things that is updated is that location. Now, this Peter Pan and Wendy movie was filmed in Canada, up in Newfoundland, but also you see there on the screen, those two rocks, that's in the Faroe Islands. And I wanted to bring that up because as anyone who knows me, sits near me at the desk in the office knows, I will never be quiet about how beautiful the Faroe Islands are. And those two rocks, just so you get a little bit of a fun fact, are a very iconic place in Faroe Islands. You see these books behind me, you might think that they're just, fun props, but this one is those two rocks. You might recognize those two rocks. That is the witch and the giant. They're called there in the Faroe Islands outside the village of Oya. And, this is just a silly thing, but I think it's so beautiful. They're iconic rocks. There's a myth about those two rocks dragging the Faroe Islands over to Iceland. They're north of England, kind of west of Norway and Sweden. It was just a gorgeous, gorgeous little moment to see. And Faroe Islands are beautiful. If you want a little quick tip to tell whether we're seeing Faroe Islands or Newfoundland, if you see any trees in the back.
Sir, don't nobody give a fuck about no fucking Canada and no fucking rocks. Oh my God. Let's skip past this shit and get to the point. The point is he can't say what he want to say. He can't. You get me? Because of booty.
Man's butt.
You get what I'm saying? He can't. You go to Canada, you gotta do what the Canadians do, A. You gotta do whatever they say do, A. You get me? And that's what he doing, which is why he can't say nothing much about the movie at all. You get what I'm saying? And I know it didn't come out yet, but he has nothing. Man, get the fuck out of here.
So clearly the setting for this, the location for this shoot, this is a 2 thumbs up. This is a definite 5-star as far as you're concerned. What about the movie itself? Is it any good?
Yes or no. Simple question. Simple answer. But not for him. He can't because of booty.
Man's butt.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I could go on and on. We can take a 10-minute break right now as I talk about Faroe Islands and the beauty of Newfoundland, of course. But the movie itself, I mean, I'm struggling to say what I need to say because this is the story you already know. And it's difficult to warrant an adaptation because we have other adaptations in the past. We have Pan, we have Hook, we have Wendy, we have about 3 Neverlands. We have Finding Neverland, we have Return to Neverland, we have about 10 Peter Pans. We have next year's Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, a kind of horror version of Peter Pan. So why do you want to remake Peter Pan if you just tell the exact same story? I have another clip I want to show you. This shows Jude Law as Captain Hook. Before I say anything, I just want you to take a watch at this and then form your own opinions. Then I'll come back and let you know what I think.
For some reason, he's trying to get us to believe that the movie is the same characters, same people doing the same thing, but we all know it ain't like that. This is a woke ass Peter Pan movie where Wendy takes over and Peter Pan is a little snot and don't nobody really fuck with him like that. You get what I'm saying? But he can't say that. He can't. You get what I'm saying? He can't. So he just makes everybody believe that it's like, the same thing. It's not the same. But he can't say that. You get me? Yeah, it's nostalgia bait. That's what it is.
Where's my telescope? Telescope! Smee!
Telescope around, Captain.
Speak not to me of hands, Smee.
I see your point.
So I don't know if you at home had the same opinion as me, but that's Jude Law as Captain Hook, Jim Gaffigan there as Mr. Smee. And if you remember the quote-unquote original animated version, I think that was a larger-than-life performance. It was an amazing performance, a captivating performance. Jude Law seems a little bit tired there. Jim Gaffigan, not the most exciting Mr. Smee. There's not a whole lot there to warrant an adaptation all around. So that's kind of what I'm pointing to. Elsewhere, there are, important updates, interesting updates. Of course, a much better interpretation of the indigenous characters in this movie than the original. The unfortunate characterization in the cartoon there. We have girls in the Lost Boys now, which is an important update.
That guy might be one of us.
See the Disney's first actor with Down syndrome as one of the Lost Boys, which is fantastic. But other than that, this is just another version of that cartoon. I don't see a whole lot there to warrant an adaptation. Not really anything that I'm super excited about, but not anything that I'm super disappointed about either.
Even with Newfoundland actors, child actors, and the gorgeous scenery, oh dear. So what's the rating, Jackson?
I mean, as you said, it's great to see Canada on screen. I love Newfoundland, I love Faroe Islands, and I would have to give it just a 3 out of 5. It's an all right adaptation. Watch it if you have a spare moment.
Yeah, this is what you're up against. People willing to lie for booty. Wow.